So I got myself a new parts bicycle, and this thing doesn't have a kickstand. And you wouldn't believe it how annoying it is, a bicycle without a kickstand. I think the base plate for mounting the kickstand is broken. Well, that wasn't my best grinding work ever. Yeah, this still isn't fitting. Hopefully that is enough. I think I got it. I'm going to try out my setup. It's no good for the brakes. Maybe that is why it didn't have a kickstand. Let's see if I can flip this thing. The kickstand will probably be too high. No, that actually works. So now I can take some pictures for the voiceover part. So what I got here is an old Gazelle bicycle with solid brake linkage, just like the bike that I got from my late uncle. Although this one looks to be an earlier ladies model. Now I am certainly no specialist at carbon dating bicycles, but looking at the components used, I would say late 70s, maybe early 80s. It still uses a cotter pin crank, and it has this old style Sturmey Archer 3-speed shifter. It doesn't have a plastic front and rear light, and it looks more or less the same as my uncle's bicycle. The rear hub, however, is a slightly different model, because this one still has an oil point. But I think it should be usable, and I believe it still works. But it's kinda hard to test without a cable and a broken shifter. It did, however, move into third gear the moment the cable broke, and I was able to find first gear by pulling on this little chain. By the way, I like the cable routing on this bicycle with these small pulleys. I find them stylish and they look rather old school. Besides using the rear wheel to fix up my uncle's bicycle, I'm planning to use a few other parts to fix up my Union bicycle that has been standing still for a while, without a saddle at the moment. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this old leather Brooks saddle. Sure, it looks nice and period correct, but it's not sitting all that great. The leather cover is a bit sagging, just like the back of an old horse. I am, however, going to use this cloth chain guard. It's not that old and still looks good, and the bicycle originally probably had something dark green. And with these gold stripings, it should look good on my Union bicycle. A lot better than that totally black model my local bike guy had in the store. And I don't need to cut any new holes in this one. I just need to disassemble it without any damage. Let's flip the bicycle again, so I can start disassembling the chain guard. Looks like I also need to turn the bicycle, otherwise the camera can't see anything. Check out what decided to show up. It's my old mountain bike stand. So I guess now I can remove the kickstand. I'm actually able to turn the bolt without any tools. Too bad it's a long one. Got it. I'll start by removing the crank arm. That way it won't be in my way. Hopefully this cotter pin will come out just as easy as on my Union bicycle. I say Union, but it is actually Union in Dutch. And next I need to whack this with a hammer without damaging the cloth chain guard. Got it. I guess that was kind of useless, because I still cannot take off the crank because of the gear. I should have taken off the pedal. I'll reinstall the cotter pin so I can hold on to the other crank arm, and hopefully I can get this loose without too much of a fight. Yeah, it's coming loose. But she is tight. years of rust. Gravity is a bitch. Finally. Looks like I could have used an Allen key. I kinda like this pedal. I think I'll use it on my Union bicycle. And I don't mind the Gazelle logo. They are everywhere. So I removed the crank arm on the left side, and the cotter pin on the right is also gone again. It's one item less that can snag the cloth chain guard. Although now I don't know how to proceed the removal process without damaging this thing. With damage, no problem, I can destroy anything. Not sure how good this chain guard still is. Some of the stitching has already gone. At the rear here there's a bit of damage. I was expecting a pin or a wire that I could pull out from underneath the chain guard, but this looks like a more modern design. As a kid I had a bicycle with a chain guard like this, and this trim piece here would fall off now and then. So I think this should come off rather easy. Although, no, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if it needs to come off. If I hit it any harder, it will get misformed. So I need to come up with a better strategy on how to remove this thing. So I've been sitting here on my stool, poking with a screwdriver at this thing, and this might come out. Maybe that zipper that I was expecting is hiding underneath. Oh yeah, there it goes. I don't see the zipper that I was expecting, but this is definitely progress. It's split here, and on the back here there are some I don't know what to call those, buttons, push buttons. So this is the other side of the chain guard, and these are the buttons I was talking about, and they feel stuck. I have to be careful to get these loose, otherwise I will definitely destroy them. Some lubrication, and then I should probably go for a tea. I don't feel confident getting these buttons undone, so let's continue with getting this loose. Maybe that'll give me access to the other side, and that might help. Yeah, the stitching comes undone. I think I might be fighting a losing battle here. I don't feel like stitching this rubber again. That's one side. Now the other. Here at the rear, there's another one of those darn buttons but I guess this one was already loose. Well, I guess now we know that the chain isn't rusty, it's just terribly greasy. But that's better than rust. Not that I'm going to reuse this chain. It's also pretty loose. So I've been prying at the upper button with my pocket knife and I got it loose. And there's a third piece of fabric here, adding to the overall confusion of this old school chain guard. Now let's see if I can also loosen up the lower button. There it is. Success. Nothing destroyed. So I just had a look at the recording, and this trim piece did move when I hit it with the hammer. So you guys tell me when it moves, right? Well, trim piece wins from the wood. Sometimes hitting stuff with a hammer isn't the best solution. A lot of time it is. But let's see if I can work this thing loose with my hands. Spokes are in my way. So the bicycle is back on its wheels because I want to try and get this trim piece removed without poking a hole in the fabric. The bicycle is rolling into the direction of the tripod. Check this out. The color underneath the trim piece, it seems to be green. It seems to be moving around this bend, and it should be close to coming out, but it's still stuck. I have no idea why this thing is so stuck. Somehow it is holding on. The bike I had as a kid, it came undone every second turn I took with a bicycle. I am able to slide it just a little bit. Ah! A win! Finally! But totally green. To be honest, I still don't know if this piece had to come off. Now I don't know what's the best way to proceed from here, but I'm planning to remove this bolt, and then maybe I can move the chain guard to the side and hopefully remove the crank. But first I will remove the chain, so I no longer have to worry about that greasy thing. Darn, I did get some grease on my index finger, and I was trying to avoid that. And of course it gets stuck Yes, I got it. I guess there is no easy way to avoid a greasy chain. There's some sort of plate that probably acts as a washer. Got it. Something fell. And now I should be able to get this crank complete with gear out of there. So here's a look at the progress so far, and that took me most of the afternoon. I guess things go slow when you're trying to make a video in a foreign language. Next, I believe this frame should come apart, although maybe it's a good idea to reinsert the fastener and try and take off the cloth now that the trim piece is gone. With everything loosened up, I think I should be able to yeah, it moved. Looks like there's a bit of damage there. That's a shame. Well, I knew that it wasn't perfect. After all, it's not new. I think the front part of the chain guard and the rear part are joined over here. And I expect this to be some sort of sliding coupling. I don't see how this is joined together. So I'm going to loosen up the front and see if I can slide it out. Yeah, it is sliding. There it is. First part uninstalled. Next, I think I should be able to pull this off. Yeah, my fingers are not strong enough. Next I'm going to loosen up this bolt, and then this rear section should be free, I think. Perhaps I should remove it together with the wheel. Now I still don't have an idea what's the best way of doing this, so I guess I will wing it. So I removed both of the chain tensioners and the brake linkage, and then I moved the wheel to the front of the frame as far as it will go, and that gave me a little bit of space over here. But now I just saw a metal piece. Ah, there it is. No idea. I guess that was holding the fabric in place. Yeah, that must be it. Okay. I think now I'm able to take this out. That's my second piece of the frame. And next it should be a cakewalk to remove the wheel. But before I take out the wheel, let's see if I can remove this cloth, because that was the main objective of today. Got it. I think reinstalling this on my Union bicycle, or Union, will be a bitch. or a pain in the ass, or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be difficult. With the chain guard out of the way, it should be easy to take out the wheel, because almost everything is gone already, except for the wheel arches that are in the way, and they are bolted to the frame over here instead of onto the axle. So and there is our wheel, the victory of today. Now I need to reinstall it into my uncle's old Gazelle bicycle. But first I need to reinstall this cloth chain guard onto my Union bicycle, because at the moment I'm using that Gazelle bicycle almost daily. I guess that is going to be a very long video that nobody will ever watch. I guess it should be done somewhere before the summer is over. Alright, to be continued.